So we're in Granville, Tennessee, visiting their Heritage Day, and wouldn't you know, there's a quilt museum and a quilt shop. Yay! So just take a look at what we've got. It's called Aunt Bee's. Granville is known as Tennessee's Mayberry. So take a look. Don't you just love those two fabrics? And I did talk to one of the ladies who said she would be glad to give us a small tour and talk to you about Aunt Bee's museum and shop. So let's go find her.
Time to do right now.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. So we have a video channel on YouTube, and we were wondering if you could maybe give us a quick tour and tell us about Aunt Bee's. And what is your name?
Brenda Curtis.
Brenda, my name is Laura Wheeler.
Nice to meet you,
It's
Miss Laura.
Nice to meet you.
So my shop's been open 6 months. We opened the end of October, and it's always been my dream to have a quilt shop. My husband finally said okay, so here I am. And if you want to, we can walk through the museum. And
Just one moment. Don't get any ideas.
Hey, bring it back. Too late.
Oh,
Oh, no, those are sewing scissors. You can't use those.
boy, don't we know that.
Oh, okay.
So I carry a large variety of Moda and Riley Blake fabrics and lots of patterns. I do classes on Mondays and Tuesdays. I have a small little bakery. I tell everybody I have the bakery, but I really like to do this, and that's just to bring other people in. So it's kind of like a lure.
A draw.
A draw. Yes,
Clickbait.
and this is the only quilt museum in the state of Tennessee.
It's our fall quilt.
So most of the quilts in here are antiques. I've collected antique quilts, and some of them are heirloom. And the ones on the right side of the museum this quarter are all Granville related quilts. So they've been on loan from local quilters here in Granville.
Oh, that's cool.
Ow.
This one here is a cathedral window. It's stunning.
Yes, it is.
I don't know how to do cathedral window yet.
Well, it's all hand done, and people will ask me how many hours, and I'm like, she has years in that quilt. It's all hand done. It's just amazing. This quilt here was done by a local Miss Tommy Clemens. If you know Randall, he's very avid here in town. It's his mother. She made that. So
That one
a Lone Star.
is stunning.
It is. It actually looks like it's moving. It's kind of radiant.
Especially if you're walking like I am.
Yeah, it's very radiant, and if your eyes actually make it move, I love it. This is the dressing plate. This was made by my husband's great-grandmother on his father's side. I also collect antique sewing machines and any kind of notions. I like antique sewing notions and stuff.
We could be sisters.
Are we kindred spirits?
Yes.
This here is
Yes.
a crimper or a pleater. It would make the little ruffles in the collars.
Uh-huh.
Oh, how cool.
Oh.
I know.
See, she likes sewing machines
See all the
too.
sewing machines up there? I love sewing machines.
And typewriters.
Wow.
And typewriters.
Yeah, I saw those. I was like, oh my goodness, my husband would.
I like to tell the kids this is an early computer. They just look at me like, what?
And
Well,
this is an example of a quilt.
Don't touch.
yeah, she can touch. That's for the
Not-
little kids with suckers
Not
and
being
sticky fingers.
quilted, but it's tied.
Well, a lot of times they would take an old quilt and put a new top on it after it wore out and a back on it, and they got thick and they couldn't quilt through them, so they would tack quilt them.
I didn't.
I've seen one that had 4 quilts inside. The 5th being the top one that you could see.
Oh, wow.
And the center one, the very inside one, come from like 1700s. So they would recycle them. They wouldn't throw them away. They just put a new top on and a new back and requilt them. But as they got thicker and heavier, they couldn't get the needle and thread through, so they tack quilted them. But the reason this one is it's made out of double knit polyester, and it's thick anyway, so it's hard to quilt that.
So you can quilt with things other than cotton.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, that's a perfect example. That's double knit, old suits in the 70s and 60s. This here's one of my favorite pieces. No one can tell me what it is, what the process is. It's some kind of tatting, but it was done on a loom because you can tell the fibers go in both directions. But look at the back of it.
Wow.
I had a guy tell me one time he was with his wife and he's like, "That's a rug." And I said, obviously you've never done any work like that because that would last one boot wiping. But yeah, that's.
I wouldn't put it down on the
I don't know what the method is. This quilt here's from the 1930s. It's a signature quilt. My husband's grandfather was a school teacher, and this come from his school. And there's a date right here, Lynn's Chapel School, 1934.
And so all the names.
So I don't know what the story is with it,
Okay.
but I'm assuming they probably gave it to him as a gift. It's maybe the teachers' names or something like that.
Or maybe the kids. This may be like that's a
be
family,
kids.
that's a family, that's a family.
Absolutely, yes,
Because
sir.
there's like 3 on that one and 1 on that one. And
Right. Most of
That's
them you don't
neat.
know the story if you didn't, get it handed down from someone that could tell you the story. So a lot of times I just tell them what I think could have been.
Make it up like they do on,
And you like old dolls
Mr. the Museum.
too.
Well, the lady gave those. Those are Madame Alexander dolls, and she had the collection. And she's like, "Well, you're opening a quilt museum, and dolls go with quilts." And I was like,
Okay.
"Yeah, they do."
I have the funniest story to tell you. We went to his parents' house, and there was a yard sale just across the street.
this is today.
This is today.
Oh, today, okay.
Today. I got that one and that one, that one and that one. That one was for sale, but I didn't get her.
That's Cinderella.
And then there was 2 more, and one of them was
And you got them at
so-
the yard sale. Wow. Wow.
Yes.
I told the lady, I was like, I don't care what they're worth, like they're just here. So
And he gave
I
me
think-
hassle about it. And I was like, no.
I would never give you hassle about
these
buying
quilts
dolls.
were made by a lady named Miss Valley Williams. She was the home ec teacher here in Jackson County for 35 years.
Oh, wow.
So this is all her handiwork. This log cabin is very unique. I've never seen one with the center like
No.
this. It's usually just a red center. So I just
And
think
the
it's-
red?
And it's not in the center. If you notice, it's
No.
it's off to the
It's-
side. So it's very unique.
Kind of wonky.
It
and
is.
They're all the
Which is
strips
not
are
something that they
not.
would have done, like they'd normally done. Like they were very structured people. They would make it exactly the same and in the center. So I've never seen one. Nowadays, modern quilts are like that all day long, but not back then. They were more.
There's actually a quilting ruler for a wonky.
Yes, there
I've
is.
seen that. Did you know that the red, that actually goes back to
Yes.
the Civil War?
I do.
Okay, for the hearth at home.
Yep. And the dark and light, you know that.
That one I don't.
The dark, they had a lot of death in their life, and so that
Yes.
was the darker side, and the lighter side was the more happier side. So that's how they seen it, the block itself.
And of course, you can't have
Because they
the
had a lot of death in that
happy
time.
without the
So,
dark.
that's
It's
right.
a balance. Yeah, I like that.
So, and these here are local quilts. This one here, I think it is. Yeah, she had 7. She made 7 of these, one for each one of her children.
Oh my goodness. And I can definitely see dogwood. Those
Yeah,
are
and then the
just so
spider
pretty.
web.
I
See the
told
spider web she quilted in the center?
earlier that they
Oh,
was very
my goodness.
interesting the way that the quilting is done.
Yes.
I think I was paying more attention to the book down there.
It just
than I
goes to-
was the quilting.
It just goes to show your viewers, you do not pay any attention to me because I say things to you about a quilt
So we're gonna
and
move
you still
on.
ignore me.
Thank you.
So this one here was a very similar story to that one over there. This lady had 8 children and she made one for each one of her children. And that pattern name is the Princess Feather.
Okay, I was just about to ask you
I was gonna
that.
say, I have another quilt exactly like it that I just told you earlier Miss Tommy Clemens made. I don't know what the story is about that pattern, but they're made exactly the same. They even have the same border on them. So I'm guessing maybe it was a article in the paper. You know, a lot of times they would put patterns out in the paper. So it could have been something like
Kansas
that.
City Star.
Yes.
And I know Tree of Life.
Yep, that's it.
This one.
This
Oh
is
my
just-
goodness.
This is just a kit. Literally, that's one of those pre-printed ones that you got and you just followed the pattern.
It's still a lot of stitching.
That's a lot of stitching. And then it's quilted too, so.
And probably hand quilted.
And yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's a lot of stitching. My goodness. Oh, these are all so beautiful.
Thank you. And this last one here, my husband's grandfather. This is his name right here.
Oh.
And the year was 1914, and he would have been a toddler.
Wow.
So don't know the story again, but my story is she gave him a needle and thread and let him doodle on it, because that is not something she would have done, but she probably did that to keep him quiet, and then she put his name on it and the date.
That is just
So
lovely.
that's the story I tell with it. I'm not sure that's the story that goes with it, but it makes sense, doesn't it?
I like
Because it's just random stitches. And this is a perfect example of what I was telling you earlier. They re-quilted them. If you look behind this fabric here, you can see the back quilt inside there. See the red?
Oh.
Where that fabric's worn out? There's another quilt
Yes,
inside
I can
there.
see it.
You can see right here, there's more fabric.
Oh, wow.
So that quilt has a quilt on the inside of it. I see some,
That is fascinating.
I see some gingham right here too.
Yep.
So, anyways,
Oh, wow.
that's a crazy quilt.
Thank
you.
you
Come
so
in,
very
come back
much.
anytime. I change my quilts every 3 months, so you guys come back.
And there's a quilt festival coming up.
There is on the first Saturday of October.
Also called the Scarecrow Festival, I do
Yes,
believe.
the whole month of October, we'll have over 200 scarecrows all through town.
Wow.
Okay,
I
and
hope you're not afraid of scarecrows.
you're open Monday?
I'm open Wednesday through Saturday, 9 to 4.
Okay, good to know.
It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you, and thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you. Y'all come back anytime. Just have a good
Ma'am,
day.
if he doesn't, I will.
Okay.
I now have another reason for us to go visit my in-laws. So anyway, well, you know what, why don't you follow me around, let's take a look at some of what she's got
Okay.
for sale. Lovely fabrics. And tonals, which if y'all have been following me, you know I love tonals. Lots of patterns. This is another one of those cases where I want to buy something, but I don't know what to buy because I want it all.
I heard there's fudge
Oh, fudge.
or something.
That has to come after because I don't want to eat fudge and then touch any of this.
Okay.
But, no, this is just all, she's got some pre-cuts. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. Some of these look like they're reproduction. And there's a John Wine up there, and a lot of them are for sale. So this is, and that's a wonderful little shop. Oh, look at the banner that's up there on the top. I like that.
He'd like for me to move, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stand right here and make you wait.
Oh, I like her baker
I'm
too.
gonna be here longer than you are.
Granville calories don't count. I like
See?
that.
So that's we can go get some fudge.
Yes, we can. So why don't we go do that?
Okay, let's go
All
do
right.
that.
Thanks for watching. We hope that you've enjoyed our little tour in Granville, Tennessee. Be sure to stop by, tell her hello, and at Crazy Dave's Crew sent you. Have a great time. I'm going to have a great rest of the day. See you later.